one or just talk about it?
I mean, I don't know. I feel so put on the spot.
That's what happens when you're a panelist.
Yeah, I know. No, so like there are a bunch. I mean, you could count anything really, like Gilligan's Island. I mean, you've got repeat. You know, would you count the Munsters as one? I don't know. Like you look at some of these older ones now, we might consider them B-movie. But at the time, I think they were pretty like forward-leaning. I never, for example, considered He-Man or She-Ra or Rainbow Bright to be B-movie level at all. And now as an adult, I go back and I go, oh, no, why am I rewatching this? Because it's ruining all my wonderful childhood memories of it.
Well, you know, but does a B-movie or a B-TV series become such? But when it doesn't stand the test of time, yeah, when it doesn't age well. I mean, look at the Flintstones; that's considered classic, and of course they have the the backgrounds. But does that make it?
I don't know. I think you look at I guess the test would be, would riff tracks do something to it?
There you go. But
because if riff tracks would, then there's a fairly good chance, like Starship Troopers, fairly modern-ish movie. I would definitely call it a B-movie.
Absolutely. But actually, I just got a very good question for that coming up. But we're drifting from B-movies. Let's try to make it through on B-TV series.
Okay.
Just to see if we can do it, because to be honest, when I read it, it's just like, oh boy, I'm getting really stuck. The movies are easy.
Yeah.
But the TV series.
Maybe stuff geared towards
TV series.
kids.
Anybody think of B-TV series? Yes.
7 Days. Nobody's heard of it.
No,
We did a cricket song up here. B-TV series.
Power Rangers.
But,
Ooh, I don't
it was,
know.
but like I don't like it at all because but you know, if you're gonna call it B, then I think you would almost have to call like Original Trek or Classic Who, you know, because they were cheap and quick and cheesy. But
The American version, because they're basically recycling a Japanese TV series.
Yeah, but
The schlock is what defines it.
Yes, at the end.
The Buck Rogers series with Gil Gerard in it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, we found one. That's good.
I'll throw out another one.
Okay.
Captain Power.
Yes!
Somebody else remembers it!
Captain Planet! Yes!
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it had a message. I'm sorry, louder?
Mockingbird Lane.
Mockingbird Lane.
It was a reboot of the Munsters.
Oh, was it?
And it was one episode.
Oh, I guess it's not a series, is it?
It was super raunchy.
Yes.
The Legend of Zelda animated series.
Excuse me. Oh, wow. So it would come on Fridays, like in Super Mario Brothers from Monday to Thursday, and it would be
I'll give you one that went. I'll give you one that went.
Super Mario
2 episodes, I think, before they canceled it. Remember those cavemen from the insurance commercial?
Yo!
Yeah, that's a TV show. It was like 2 episodes. Yeah.
That was a good idea.
Apparently nobody after 2 episodes.
There's always the Donkey Kong 3D animated series, as well as the Super Mario Bros. Animated series.
All right, let's get some live action in here. Anybody live action?
Shazam.
It's not live action, but it's Disney.
Okay.
The Schnookums and Meat Show.
What?
It aired for about a year, and the only reason it aired so long was they made about 30 episodes, and they put it on the Disney Afternoon after they took off Gargoyles. So they really replaced the bad programming with this, and it was Disney's take on Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, okay.
It is horrific.
Yeah, in the right behind. Yes, sir. You.
So, reaching back a little bit, I guess mid-late 70s, there were 2 or 3 of those series. There was like the Shazam, Arc 2, which are a lot. They were pretty cheesy, even I thought.
Okay, we have to stop because we need to get to other ones too, and we need
Japanese Spider-Man.
TV series.
I have to admit, I still own all 5 metal Voltron cats at home.
Nice!
Yeah.
That's an investment!
Evelyn, do we have any TV series?
Space 1999.
It's BBC Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay, here's one. Okay, what we're gonna do is we'll give you guys and you guys can pass judgment. Okay, so this is for history. All right, let's pick a couple that were pretty popular that are not necessarily, B TV series does not necessarily mean that it's terrible. It could still be quite enjoyable. You know, Con Air was bad as far as full of plots and things like that, but it had good actors in it. You know, it had some decent lines. So what if it was completely predictable? But it's a Bruckheimer film. But it was a lot of fun. So for the series, let's try something a little different. Give me your opinions on Lost in Space.
I saw the 90s movie.
Oh, the pain.
Lost in Space. Would you call that a B series or not? I mean, it actually beat out Star Trek as far as the first one that they tried to sell it to, the first network.
Well, I would call Star Trek a B series too.
Yeah.
Would you?
I would call the original series a B series.
And what makes it a B series?
Shatner.
So the writing was great and pushed the envelope, but there's a lot of predictability to it in other ways too, and the fighting and it had a great concept, but I don't think it had the budget that it needed, and so you had cheesy sets, cheesy costumes, it didn't have the support that it needed, and it had Shatner.
Well, then let me challenge you. Name a series that was out at that time in the 60s that had a superior set.
Which is why I'm saying it's very easy for us to look back at stuff from this, when you were asking me to name
That's
series
right.
before. Everything I named was
places.
from the 60s. It's really, at the time, I'm sure it was great. We look at it now with our amazing sets and budgets that we have, and we really can't compare.
Yeah, but then what happens
So
is we fall
hindsight, it's
into
a B series now. for
well,
us,
but we fall
hindsight.
into the trap now. That means that everything we're watching now is eventually going to be a B
Probably.
series.
Yeah.
So maybe what we need to do is we need to keep it in its perspective. I'll give you an example, although this is a movie. This is way beyond B. This is Z. The Creeping Terror.
Yes.
Yeah, who's seen The Creeping Terror? All right, that was awful the day it came out. It didn't need a test of time. It came out dead. They lost the soundtrack, so they had to just put in more stuff. The actor didn't come back, so they put in a narrator. The spaceship was built so firmly out of plywood that to get in and out of the ship, you had to actually crawl on your stomach underneath of it. The Creeping Terror creature itself was lost, so they got a whole bunch of carpet and draped it over a couple of guys. You can actually see their feet as they move along. This is a Z movie. It's considered one of the worst movies. You see, Plan 9 is bad? Go see that one sometime.
Give me after that was an Ed Wood movie.
Yeah. So what we have now is, let's keep B movies in their context. Okay? Would Star Trek be considered a B TV series in the 60s?
Yes, probably not.
Episodes would be, but not the whole series.
Not
Yeah,
the
that whole series. So, yes.
I'd like to mention the collection of the Hangover games movies.
The Hangover games?
Yeah.
Movies.
Oh, there's food. The collection.
Like Scary Movie and all those types of
Well, we almost have to disqualify spoofs
Yeah.
and parodies because they're going to aim for that. So,
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I could talk
is that
about Blazing
who is that in the very back with that big sword? Yeah, what is? Would it be possible? Oh, okay. I was wondering if it would be. Could you lean that down? It looks like somebody's got our hand up, and I keep trying to say yes in the back. You can leave it up if you want, but I'll call on you a lot. So, all right, let's go to B movies now. Let's have some fun with our B movies here. I had to do the series because it was in there. Okay. What are some of the I think I have no words right there. I've done too many panels today. What are some of the descriptors or definitions that make B movie? I'll put forward one. You're going to be going first, Janine.
Okay.
Because it's your turn, isn't it? Or yeah, it's your turn. Yeah. So we'll be asking the panelists, and then we'll throw it out there. What is it that makes a B movie a B movie? Somebody, I forget who, you probably remember. When the title describes what it is. Snakes on a plane.
That was like a B movie with its eyes open, knowing what it was.
Well, that's
It's
not
a
okay.
self-aware B movie.
Well, you get your chance. You get your chance. But that's what it is, right? It's a movie. Well, what's it about? Well, snakes on a plane. Ta-da! There we are. Go ahead, Janine.
I don't know how to top that. I'm terrible today. I think budget often has a lot to do with it too.
So
Well,
the
although
B could stand for budget.
the B could stand for budget, and it goes both ways. You can have a ridiculously low budget and that hence you're going to get your B movie because it's cheap and doesn't have the funding it needs, and so they make do. Or you can have a ridiculously over bloated budget, and it's amazing what you get from that. Because
Transformers.
Yeah.
I was thinking the John Travolta with Space.
Oh, that was so. I mean, also the source material, but sometimes. But yeah, so budget.